Hello, this is JilliBling. How are you today? I have a project I'd love to share with you using the Magnolia folder, embossing folder. I saw this online. Isn't that beautiful? It's so simple. Hopefully it's not too simple for you, but I love it. And this was designed by Karen Hallam. And I read her blog post and she said she kept on toying with putting a sentiment across the front but just didn't want to mess up the beauty and the simplicity of the magnolias. And I agree with her. I think it's beautiful just as it is. And getting the flowers is easier than you might imagine. And on the inside I did a little bit of heat embossing with silver. And then this leaf pattern is the same leaf pattern as in the designer paper. So I wanted to use that too. So it's a real simple card, but very elegant. It could be good for sympathy or wedding or just thinking of you or happy birthday, whatever you'd like. Okay, so let's get started. Embossing buddy, a little nail file. Oh, I got the cutest little thing. Mama was using it all the time. To open up my paper, I should try it for this. Ooh, look at that. I like it. Okay, nail file. And Always in My Heart is carried over from the mini catalog, and that is where the little leaf comes from. Very Versailles, more for these words, always thinking of you, which could stand for any occasion. I love this set though. I think it might be too much to put any of this other stuff in. Create with Friends, which is where Amazing Together. I was thinking this would be good for wedding or anniversary. But you could come up with great combinations for using this set. And I love how this is a little bit more bold, which would hold the embossing powder really well. So using that. Sahara Sand, Basic Gray, and Whisper White, just because I don't have any of my Versamark pads, they're all somewhere else. So the Craft White works just fine because it holds the powder, the silver powder. So on this one, I added a few rhinestones, and this time I'd like to use some of these elegant faceted gems. They're so pretty. And I think any of these colors would go great with this color combo. The extra pieces from the foil, I'm putting those in a bag just because some people are very clever at using them and there's quite a bit left over. So if you see some in the bag, feel free to take them. If you don't want your extra pieces, put them in the bag because someone will want them. Embossing folder, Magnolia. It says blue plate on here, but if you have the gray plate, that's fine too. A big piece of foil. And I will run that through my machine. So for this, I hope it's not too blinding. You just cut right along the edge. And I was going to have this done for you, but somebody mentioned in a comment, you don't show us how to do everything. So I'm trying to take a little bit more time just to do all the steps. And you could leave however much of a border you would like. I love magnolias. Magnolia trees. Right now they're all in bloom. They're so pretty. Driving down the road and you see those big, huge white flowers on them. Maybe I need to get one of those in the yard. Obviously they grow good around here. This time I'm coming really close to the flower edge. On this one I left a little bit of a border. Okay, maybe I should have had one of these flowers done. But you could see the flower, to cut it, it's not hard. I wonder if my new gadget would do it. Then I might smush out some of the embossing folder detail. I don't want to do that. So when it comes to sanding with the nail file to kind of rough up the edges, you could do it all in one up and down stroke so that all the little scratches are going the same direction. I did mine in, well, I'm just thinking that if you swirl it around, it's not going to look good because then you'll have swirly scratch marks on your foil. So just in some straight pattern I think would be best, or all in the same pattern if you want it to be all one direction. I'll show you in a minute. But just something to think of. When I did the sample project, I used that old file. I think somewhere along the way I bought it from a craft store. So whatever you have, even if you have one from the nail salon, that would work fine. But I thought I'd add a new cute little one in there. So whatever you have is fine. One other thing about the filing is don't file too hard in one area. Otherwise, you'll file all the foil shininess off and you'll get down to the white. And I did that right in the center. And if I didn't say anything, you probably wouldn't know. But I'd say do your best not to file too long in one spot. Okay, so I'm leaving pretty much no border on this one. Okay, so that one is done. Well, it's kind of pretty just as it is, if you don't want to file. So thinking about the inside for this project, my first thought was, of course, I'm going to put the Magnolia from Good Morning Magnolia stamp set on the inside, just like a monochromatic one, and I think it had beautiful words in that stamp set. Guess what? The stamp set is gone. I probably could find it, but I guess some things just have to retire. Speaking of that, today is July 1st, and as a demonstrator, I got to see the upcoming holiday catalog. The catalog from August through December. Oh my, it's huge. Lots of good stuff in it. I'm going to do my pre-order today or tomorrow, and I'll make sure to show you some finished projects using the new stuff. Love new stuff. Also, tomorrow, July 2nd is, ooh, do you see that? Okay. I'm not sure if I really wanted that to happen, but that's okay. July 2nd is designer paper sale. And it's 15% off selected styles of designer paper. And it's pretty much any designer paper that has foil on it that's not on sale. All the rest of it is on sale. Okay, so I know somebody won't use that little bit. I'll save this and this. The rest of it can be garbage. I didn't expect it to kind of break off that little last chunk. It's okay, but just so you know, that might happen. Okay, so to do the foil sanding, here's my two pieces. Hopefully that's not too much of a glare. And so what I was referring to is if you take this and you go in circles, I think you'll have a pattern. Some of that scrap I just put in there. See, I don't think the circle pattern looks so good. I think it's better if it's just straight lines and straight lines rather than the swirl. Okay, so to do that, okay, maybe not that one. Just brush across it, brush strokes. I'll go in a different direction. This one might not have much grip on it, much teeth. This one feels much sandier. You know, like your faucet. Is it brushed nickel? Brushed brass? We have brushed sand. This is sand colored foil. And I think it just accentuates the edges and the outline and the details of the embossing folder. Okay. I like how that one came out. Which do you like better? Let me see what you're seeing. This one is definitely shinier. Which one has all the grip? Whoops. Also, I have this nail file that sometimes I sand. Ooh, that's really grippy. I sand stamps with. And I'll hold this up in just a minute. And if you can't see it real well, I'll make sure that the pictures show the brushed look. Okay, so far so good. I haven't made any sanding that takes me all the way down to the paper. Okay, this one has a lot more grip on it. Okay, so there are my pieces, 3 sanding blocks. So this one, can you see right in here? It went all the way down to the paper. Probably didn't notice it. And you could use any ribbon that you have at home. Anything that's in the, it could go the gold direction or silver. Whatever you have is good. Okay, so 2 flowers are done. So the rest is just building the card and decorating the inside. Pretty paper. Okay, so now for ribbon, the first one I used silver satin because this has silver detail. I think I'm going to try this big white. But like I said, anything that you have. I was going to use the crinkle seam binding, which is a little bit more delicate, but I don't know how much that would show up. I wanted to stay using current stuff, but I didn't. So cut this at an angle. Then to apply the ribbon, I think the ribbon is going to go here, here, and here. And if not, the flower will cover up that Z. Okay, ribbon done. Okay, so now to attach the flowers. I wonder if I could do it any different. I don't think so. Just because the little one, I don't want it to cover up. Like, see, there's a perfect hole right here for this one to fit in. Okay, same layout. Oh, or could it go this way? Oh, that's kind of pretty too. Should I try that? I don't know. Okay. Dimensionals. And I might have to put more dimensionals underneath. But the first one, when the flower with the dimensionals went over the ribbon, it was kind of popping up. So I had to put on more dimensionals. I'll show you what I mean here in just a minute. Okay, so there's one. This one, normally I would figure out where the overlap is, put dimensionals here and glue under the part that will lay on top of here. But I didn't on this one, and I like how it turned out because it gave a little bit of definition right here because there's a dimensional right there. So, dimensionals everywhere. Everywhere. That's really pretty. Okay, so what I was talking about with the ribbon, like that's held down pretty well. Oh, maybe it's not an issue on this one. Maybe right over here. I'll take a mini dimensional. Okay, so that's all that's to the front. Oh, the bling, the bling, the bling! Elegant faceted gems. What color? White, clear, or pink? I think that's petal pink. The petal pink is probably a bit of the hue that comes with Magnolias, but I think I want to stay in the neutrals, like monochromatic. So how about, I don't know, I'll do the white. And I'm going to put on just 3 gems. Be great to put the whole package on, but then they'd all be gone. That's really pretty with the white ribbon. Okay. So there's the card front. That's so elegant. Okay, so for the inside, Amazing Together. So I'm going to emboss something. And I kind of like this leaf pattern at the bottom. Maybe I'll do that again. Okay, so here are inside pieces, but I want to use Always Thinking of You, so it could be for just about any occasion. So, like I said, my Versamark, which I would go to, is being busy, so I'm going to use Craft White. And if you have Craft White ink, you might have to re-ink it. Because the first time I tried it, none of the powder, the silver embossing powder stuck to my white ink. I re-inked it and it's working perfectly now. Powder. I just ordered some more command hooks. My friend Shelly, she put a hook on the inside of her, I think up on her lid for her spoon. Works good. So I started doing that. I did it to most of them. I got this back from a project box. There's no hook. I'm looking in there. Who pulled off the hook? I never put one on this one. That's it. Okay, so for the little leaves, That's cute. I'll try to do something a little different on this one. Maybe have him coming from the top. Can't have it all the same. Sand, basic gray. So this is the detail. Whoops. Okay, I'm getting carried away. Good thing I don't have to color it. Usually I get carried away and then I end up that I have to color everything. It makes me think, what was I doing? Okay, so here's the detail stamp. Goes into sand. Gotta love that two-step stamping. No coloring required. I just made this spot yesterday, as in have an empty spot and use the re-inker to put ink on it. So it's a little bit loaded with ink. I'm getting bubbles, bubbles of ink on my solid stamp. Can you see that? See what I'm talking about? After it's not as full of re-inker, after it's used a few times, it will behave a little bit better. I wonder what would happen if I stamped a second time. I'll try it on this one. It's just a lot darker. Okay, which one looks particular? This one up here looks particularly freckled, so it's going to get a double stamp. I think it's just going to make it darker. Yeah, I like maybe some lighter, some darker. I'll make this one darker. Some of them have 2 layers of two-step stamping. Others have 1 layer. Okay, there it is. Okay, this is an easy card. We're almost done. And I did all the cutting and all the stamping, nothing done in advance. Hope it's not too easy. Oh, that's pretty. Alrighty, there it is. Isn't it pretty? So this is JilliBling. My blog is JilliBling.com. I'll list the paper cut sizes and the products used on my blog. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you to Karen Hallam for sharing this project. I love it. Have a great day. Bye.